The BRRRR method in real estate is officially under attack. So if you're somebody that doesn't understand what BRRRR means, let me explain it really quick. BRRRR means buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. Now, Fannie and Freddie, which are government entities that back mortgage loans, have officially changed the seasoning period from 6 months to 12 months. And this is mostly for FHA, VA, USDA, and conventional loans. So for a lot of investors that use the BRRRR method, they go the conventional loan route because it is a lot cheaper. And let's just say, for example, you use a conventional loan to buy a property to rehab. Well, if your rehab takes 4 to 5 months, once you finish the rehab, you put a tenant in it, and then you refinance to take cash out at the new appraised value at the 6-month period, it would free up money for an investor to move to the next property. Now, the new government restriction is you now have to wait 12 months before you can do that cash out refinance. Now, if you've been here for a while, I've said time and time again, the little guy, the smaller investor, is under attack by the institution. I know that there are other loans that you can use to be able to buy a home, rehab a home, refinance it, and start the process all over again. For example, the DSCR loans. But the DSCR loans have higher interest rates. They have higher down payments. So it'll take a lot more cash out of your pocket to use those versus a conventional loan, which is less cash intensive. And for a lot of people that don't know, a lot of rental properties in the United States are FHA, USDA, VA, conventional loans. It is a very small minority of people that have 100% cash to buy a property, use 100% cash to rehab the property, and then are able to rent that property out without even needing the money. When I did a video with Mitt, who is a wholesaler in this area, we talked about that it is best for people to have money coming from somewhere else, which is a very small minority amount of investors. I used to partner with some of the biggest investors in DC, and a lot of these investors have companies that have government contracts where they make, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars from over here, and they use 100% cash to invest in real estate in DC. They do not need a lending institution. Those type of people will be okay. However, the smaller investor, the little guy, is going to be affected by this because not many people have the cash needed to go after some of these other loans. In addition to that, not a lot of people have the experience needed to go after these other style loans outside of what the government backs. Now, I mentioned that the little guy is under attack. So, for example, here in the state of Maryland, when it comes to real estate wholesaling, they have a law on the books that is set to be passed, which it hasn't been passed yet, where if somebody is 60 days late on their property, that property, you can no longer wholesale that property, or you could be facing jail time. The second thing is they're making wholesalers get real estate licenses to be able to wholesale because they want the wholesalers to disclose the amount of money that they're making. So when it comes to the small mom and pop investor, there is no representation like how it is for, let's just say, for example, us realtors, where we pay fees that pay large lawyers to represent us in cases like these. So with that being said, if you plan to use conventional loans to cash out refinance, now your strategy is going to have to slightly change when doing the BRRRR method, because now you have to wait a year before you can cash out refinance. If you're somebody that's interested in getting into real estate from an investment standpoint, do not 100% depend on real estate investing to make you rich anytime soon or to give you heavy cash. Start a business or have a skill outside of real estate that brings in a lot of cash, where you can then invest and not need the money immediately to be able to pay your bills or to fund your lifestyle. That is where this thing is headed. And I've been saying this for a while. Have money come from somewhere else and you will be fine no matter what the government does, as long as you have the cash to either pay in full or close the gap.